Welcome to Finance Enterprise, How to Create a Blanket Purchase Order. This training is for individuals who have been approved to create requisitions in Finance Enterprise on behalf of their department or division. It will help you to understand how to navigate Finance Enterprise to create requisitions for blanket purchase orders. This training will cover what is a blanket purchase order, creating a requisition, approving a requisition, copy of purchase order, print receiving sign-off report. A blanket purchase order is requested when a department, in collaboration with the procurement division, determines there is a need to expedite the purchase of a specific product or service on an annual basis, in which approximate expenditure is greater than $25,000 per year. A blanket purchase order is for $0 and is usually accompanied by a price list that went through the competitive process by procurement. Blanket purchase orders are used in conjunction with the blanket release order issued by the department. If you are unsure when to create a blanket purchase order, please contact procurement for guidance. The path to create a blanket purchase order is POU PPR. From Fiscal Standard Layout, you can enter POU PPR in the search bar in the top right corner of the workspace and click on Purchase Request POU PPR, or in the workspace, click on the Procurement tab, then in Process Component, click on POU PPR. Click on the plus icon at the top left of the screen. Click on the lightning bolt icon and select PR seed. The system will assign the next available number. Do not pull a PO seed number for a blanket purchase order. On this screen, you will click on the drop-down to select your security code. If you have access to multiple security codes, select the security code for the requisition. Click on the Requested By field and enter the person's name that is requesting the purchase along with their extension. Click on the Vendor ID field and enter the vendor ID. If unknown, select Data Lookup, or you can do Ctrl-L to select the vendor ID, or you can enter V999999 if the vendor is not in the system. When searching for a vendor, type the vendor name in the Name column blank field. Hit the Tab button or click on OK. Select the vendor by highlighting and clicking on the correct PO address code. Then click on OK, or double-click the vendor name. Using wildcard is also an option when only a portion of the vendor's name is known. On this screen, you can go to Details tab in Use. Use the field to enter a brief description of your purchase. For the Ship-to address, enter your Ship-to ID. To search for the Ship-to ID, click on the keyboard icon. The Data Lookup box will appear. Type your department or division's name in the blank name field and hit Enter. You can also hit OK. Select the Ship-to address by highlighting and clicking on OK, or double-click the address. All Ship-to addresses will begin with the letter S. On the Items tab, enter quantity as 0, unit price of $0, and description. Be specific when entering a description. Stock item numbers are not sufficient information. The description "a desk" is not a valid description of what you want to purchase. Type your description in all caps. On the Notes tab, enter quote information or information you would like your procurement professional to know in the PR notes. Please remember these notes do not print on the PO. After entering your notes, click on the Items tab to continue entering information. For all $0 requisitions, especially blanket purchase order requisitions, during the creation of the requisition for the record to save as $0, the % button needs to be clicked once. Then click the Save Changes button on the left navigation panel. In the Account field, you will enter account key information. Use the blanket purchase order account key, which is 501-000-3698 and object code 596000. When saving your requisition, hit Enter or click on the Save Changes button on the left navigation toolbar. When done, you will receive a Record Accepted message on the top right corner of the screen. Note the PR number in case you must leave the screen and locate the record later. If you did not receive the Record Accepted message but received a budget warning, you do not have sufficient funds, take the necessary steps to move money into the account. When your requisition is ready to be submitted through the workflow for approval, follow the steps below. When the requisition is ready for manager's approval, you, the originator, must, from your workspace and the POU PPR screen, open the requisition, click on Approvals on the left navigation toolbar, click on Approve, or you may approve in the Task component in your workspace. Ensure Group Tasks is off. Write any necessary comments in the comments window and then click on the Submit button. Once you have approved the requisition, it will electronically route to your manager for approval. Once a manager has approved the requisition, the system will display a check next to the requisition that has been sent to workflow showing it has been submitted on the Pending Approval tab. The requisition will route to the Procurement Division due to it being a P900 for processing. Send an email to purchasing@mymanatee.org, include in your subject line the purchase requisition number and attach any supporting documentation to the email. If you do not have supporting documentation, please indicate that in your email. Once a requisition has been approved by procurement, it will be printed by procurement and become a purchase order. An electronic copy will be sent to the requisition originator and the vendor. A copy of the PO will also print to OnBase. Departments should not print or reprint a PO in Finance Enterprise. Blanket purchase orders are posted on the intranet under Blanket and Term Agreements. Now that your blanket purchase order is complete, please remember that there is no receiving or printing of a receiving sign-off sheet on a blanket purchase order. The receiving and printing is done through the blanket release order that is generated by the department. Thank you for completing Finance Enterprise Training, How to Create Blanket Purchase Orders. If you have any questions or need assistance with creating requisitions, please contact us at extension 3014.